Aloha, konnichiwa. I don't know what else to say. I know a few other languages, but welcome to the K-Dub podcast. This episode, I just want to take a few minutes. You can see on the title there. I'm just fascinated with what happens to areas after they flood. Now, obviously, there's a well-documented amount of videos on YouTube and online about, some of these areas when they get smashed with floods. So I'm not trying to sort of reinvent the story, but I just wanted to sort of show some of what people see every day and some of the questions that we have regarding what happens in that area. So I'm just literally outside. You can see I'm outside of Lismore, and this is the Lismore airport. I'm gonna do that to show you, and we're gonna drive into Lismore, and this first bit of Lismore is very interesting because there's a fair bit of industry, but then there's also a fair bit of devastation because this is right where the Wilson River is, and this is where a lot of the flooding takes place. And this highway that's just outside me going from front to back is heading towards Casino. So let's head into Lismore, and let's have a bit of a sneak peek, good old sneak peek at what's happening, because homelessness and housing is a big issue, and it's a big need around here, around these parts. So I'm just fascinated at what happens around the area. Here's a motel, Lakeside Lodge. My brother keeps trying to call me from overseas. I wonder if this lodge goes under. It looks like it does because every room is opened, and they're ripping carpet out. The Wilson River goes right behind there. So yeah, if it floods in Lismore, it's gonna flood in Casino, and it goes down here. This is one of many other rivers. So you can see from the Casino direction, there's a lot of good industry on both sides of the road, really. You got the usual sort of stuff down there, and then you got the usual sort of stuff down there. You've got favorite of mine, Bunnings. You got car places, Subaru, GWM. I've just driven past a couple of others. Down this way is Mazda, Ford. So a really alive industry in the area, in the region. But you'll start to notice from about here, and I'm literally a couple of minutes in, you'll notice there's a lot of streets where there's a lot of houses that are super moldy and or already evacuated, boarded up. Those ones are boarded up. And there's a little street that I'm going to get into in a minute. Yeah, that's all boarded up. As you can see, you got entire streets that are boarded up. And this is one of the rivers that floods I'm going to head down into here and we're going to go the back way. This is boarded up. This is fenced off. Some people have disregarded the advice from government, which is don't go and live there again, but because they're pushed to a point of, so what else do you want me to do? They literally come back and they literally, because that was their home. But because there's no real solutions that are being provided to them, they come back. It's better than sort of being on the street and doing that sort of thing. When you look down there, it's all destroyed and smashed up. No one's there. I know recently they did an auction. The government did an auction, the council or government, whoever. They've done an auction, and what that is all about is, come and buy some of the material, and then at least you don't have to buy material and then go and rebuild on higher ground. But not only that, some of the sections or portions of the houses, of the properties, can be moved on giant trucks. And so if you purchase land, or if you get allocated land higher up where it's not going to flood again, then we'll do that for you. Then you take your house with you. But I don't know if that's a good thing, a bad thing. Look at these houses. At nighttime, it's quite eerie driving along through here because it's like a ghost town. It's like a ghost town. And people are displaced. People are doing it tough. So this bridge that I'm on now, it's the Wilson River, and this is the main culprit. When water goes up here, all of Lismore is going, well, not all of Lismore, but yeah, a lot of the lower lying areas are definitely going unders. Wilson River, it's definitely one of the bigger issues here. There's a park here, equivalent to like Hyde Park in Sydney. This is, I guess, a little central park where families can come and chill. This goes under. We're literally in the main CBD of Lismore. Not necessarily the main part, but you can see this building went under. This used to be the sort of town council, town hall building. I don't know if they're reconstructing it, but a lot of that area got smashed with rain and flood. And and in through here on my right hand side is where kind of a lot of devastation happened. So I'm going to go in there, and then I'm going to try and see if we can. Look at that one. That's done up pretty. That got messed up pretty badly. I'm going to see if we can get into one of the houses for sale. Don't know what the rationale there is, but as you can see further up, if I can just stop here and zoom in, you can start to see a bit of cars and a bit of civilization. But all down here, I'm just going to try and put my hand outside the window. All of that is not occupied by anyone at the moment. Some brave people have thought, stuff it, they're going to come back and they're going to live where they've lived because it's home. And yeah, that's what they're going to do. But some people have sort of gone, yeah, I can't keep being disheartened by these so-called once-in-a-lifetime floods that keep coming back and again and again and again. So some of these people have redone their properties, but again, some haven't. Yeah. If you have a look in there, it's all boarded up. It's all boarded up. And yeah, this one's all boarded up too. As you can see in that one, I don't know if you can see through the window, but there's a lot of property in there. There's a lot of stuff in there that's been sitting there like that for, yeah, easily 2 to 3 years, ever since the big floods came and ravaged through this area. And it's interesting because right across the road, there's a lot of, I guess, better looking properties, and whether these people got smashed too and they've just somehow recovered, I don't know. Or they were sort of kind of okay, I don't know. But as you start to drive up the hills like this, you'll notice that, yeah, there's less properties that are destroyed. These people would have been absolutely okay. But the crappy thing about floods is that you get, you get flooded in. So that's, yep, empty. That's empty. All them ones on my left are all empty. I was actually going to go in one of them, but I'm thinking again. I'm reevaluating my life choices, bro. Yeah, for sale. Wondering who would buy that. I guess if you own the property and you want to risk it, you would sell again. And you just hope that in the meantime, there's no flooding that happens. And you'd hope for the best that, you know, the rent is paid up and you make your money's worth before the next thing happens. This is the Gateway Motel. It's one of Lismore's finest hotels. Funny enough, that actually goes under as well. However, it somehow, I guess they've got the money to clean it up. This property, obviously, completely uprooted. So there goes that. Completely uprooted. I guess the owner would have taken the good leftovers and gone and rebuilt somewhere else. And a lot of the homeless people, as you can see on that, residents only. So if you own the property, you can go in. But as you can imagine, that a lot of the people that would have owned houses here they're the only ones that can decide what they're going to do, because technically it's their property. Some of it was government owned, and so I guess the government can decide what they're going to do with the land. Yeah. There's all police signs everywhere saying, if you see anyone across the fence, call Crime Stoppers. This is private property. It's an offense to jump the fence to enter. Okay. I shall not. But it's all boarded up. I'm back at this green one. I guess because green is my favorite color. Yeah. So, yeah, man. In some of these houses, there's absolutely nothing. Some of them have got mold. Even some of the ones that people are still living in, there's quite a lot of mold. And I guess it's just one of those things where, yeah, you got to keep painting it. And you just got to hope for the best. Some homeless people have broken into some of these places because it's better, it's safer than sleeping on the street. And I completely empathize with them. And I'm completely, yeah, lost for words. How do you tell people you can't go in there when it's there? They don't want to sleep on the street. It's cold, it's rainy. Not too sure what other supports are around, but you would almost think someone lives in there. If I can get closer, you'll notice in the window, well, this is the bottom. There's all sorts of tables, chairs, random things. And through the window, I don't know if you can see that, but there's like a bowl. Yeah, kitchen stuff. And I can see a lot of mold through the outside. Yeah. There's a few other streets that I can go to, but this is one of the worst affected areas. There's the other side of Wilson Street on the other side. That's kind of, yeah, pretty bad. 3,000 homes. 3,000 homes displaced in floods in this area alone. 3,000 homes. That's a lot. That's a lot. How many individuals? How many families? No idea. No idea. But yeah. So as much as we talk about resilience, yeah, resilience is great. This is private property. This one here. But it's been, parts of it are freshly painted, done up. So the owners are coming back and sort of doing bits and pieces of work. You can see this one, the bottom of it has been completely cleaned out. There's nothing under there. I can tell the concrete was gurneyed. The Wilson River is behind there, behind this block. Boarded up, painted on the sides, well, part of it. Yeah. You'll see the odd vehicle or the odd balcony that's got stuff like that right in back there. But the one after that, there's completely nothing. So that person obviously lives in there, because I can see clothes hanging on the veranda. But then the two after that, not really anything going on. Yeah. Well, that's Lismore for you. Well, part of Lismore, not all of it. Part of it. there's some really, 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 really great things about this area. The people are the gold of the area. It's phenomenal. It's amazing. Peaceful. But yeah, it comes with its challenges. There's other parts. There's Lismore Heights. There's many, many other parts that don't flood. And there's the good thing about some of the areas here is that even in a flood, you can still manage to get out relatively safely without, there's multiple roads, but some of the properties, they do get flooded in. So if you know that there's a flood coming, you go get your supplies and you know you're going to be without electricity for a while. And let the officials do the best they can to bring everything back live again, electricity, Wi-Fi, internet, all that kind of stuff. But this is why these people are such a close community, because you are forced to rely on your neighbor. You are forced to rely on the person who lives next door. And whether you like the person next door or not, when you're both flooded in, you are forced to care. You are forced to give a crap. It's like, well, I don't like him much, but I hope he's safe. And through those experiences, all of a sudden, you start to bond with people. You start to connect with people, and you start to, build resilience together. And the next time something like that is threatening, you can go on a journey together where, you help each other to be safe. There's stories of people that had gone to get the old man from next door, who lived by himself, and his house completely goes under. And if it wasn't for the neighbors that took him in with them, and they were living in their ceiling, in their roof, for 2 days before they could get help. There's all sorts of kind of stories like that. It just reminds you of the importance and the simple things of life. I'm driving up the hill. You will notice this is St. Vincent's Lismore Hospital. All these areas now, they're always safe. And like I said, there's multiple ways of driving in and out of Lismore without having been caught up too much. I don't know if you can see up that hill, there's actual neighborhoods that are right up the mountain that never get impacted whatsoever. So man, apart from some of the challenging areas and some of the low-lying areas, this region has got a lot to offer. Some of the finest produce, some of the finest tourism, some of the finest activity. There's multiple waterfalls around here, it's just glorious. The breathing air is it's fresh, it's clean, it's so nice. It's just so nice. You don't pay for unnecessary stuff, like the big cities and stuff like that. I just wanted to show you a couple of the lower lying areas of Lismore. Some of the architecture is quite unique. You'll notice this street here has got quite unique houses that are all made sort of kind of the same. Some of these areas might get a bit of water, but they don't necessarily get too flooded. And across the road there is Lismore High School. Well, one off. Anyway, I'm going to keep driving around, and I hope you have a fab day and a wonderful rest of your day, whatever you're doing. And hit the comments, tell me what you guys think, what you love, what you don't love, and God bless. Bye.